Hello everyone, Jul here. After a short break from our previous top 100 best JRPGs of all time episodes, I think it's time for us to continue this series in this part 3 that is going to highlight my top 50 to 26. Knowing that it is based on my personal experience, I know that we will have a different opinion about some placements or game choices, and that is why I recommend you to watch this video more like a journey through various JRPG references than focusing on the ranking itself. Please note, even if this is a top 100 list, the game that I put in all of these parts are a very good game, so please once again do not get offended by the ranking. Alright then, let's get started. Shining Force 2 is a classic RPG that takes everything great about the first game and makes it even better. It's a massive game with lots of explore, towns, villages, hidden ruins, secrets to uncover, new characters to recruit, and tons of battles to fight. The battlefields are also varied, ranging from tight claustrophobic caves to sprawling landscapes, although some of them can feel a bit repetitive. Moreover, the enemies are just as diverse and colorful, with some late-game bosses being particularly massive and intimidating. Brigandine, The Legend of Forsena is a strategy RPG gamer's paradise, offering a level of depth and complexity that makes it a standout for fans of classic strategy titles. Your journey begins by choosing which kingdom you will lead. Once selected, your campaign kicks off on the Overworld map, where you have a month to set up your forces before launching into battle. And although you can jump into battles early, it's not advisable. Rushing into conflicts too soon is a surefire way to meet an early defeat. The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero places players in the shoes of the Special Support Section, a small but determined division within the Crossbell Police Department. And in this game, the combat is turn-based, featuring two main types of techniques, arts and crafts. Arts function as the game's magic system, and crafts are character-specific skills that are learned as characters level up. Understanding and utilizing each character's strengths as defined by their stats, crafts, and orbments is crucial for success, especially on higher difficulty levels. Final Fantasy VII Remake reimagines one of the most iconic RPGs ever, with its combat system being a standout feature. And while it departs from the original turn-based active time battle system, the new real-time combat is both thrilling and dynamic. The combat revolves around building up your ATB gauge by landing basic attacks, which you then spend on powerful abilities, magic, or items. Here we go. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster is a game where the combat truly shines. At its core, the combat revolves around exploiting enemy weaknesses. Land a critical hit or strike with the right elemental magic, and you will earn bonus turns up to 4 in total. But it's not just about offense. Dodging attacks or nullifying enemy magic with your party's immunities can also strip away your opponent's turns, quickly putting you back in control and allowing you to keep the momentum going. Disgaea 5 takes the tactical RPG formula to new heights with innovative features, expanded character classes, and a visual polish. One of the standout additions is the Mate class, which revolutionized item use in battle. Traditionally, using an item in your turn felt like a waste when you could be launching an attack or casting a spell. However, the Mate class flips this by allowing characters to use an item and perform another action in the same turn. Ys VIII Lacrimosa of Dana sets itself apart in the JRPG genre with its innovative approach to survival and exploration. Unlike many games where being stranded on an island is just a temporary plot device, Ys VIII makes the island of Seiren the core of its adventure. The whole game revolves around the challenge of survival, community building, and uncovering the island's mysteries. And while the combat is similar to the fast-paced hack-and-slash style from Ys Memories of Celceta, it's the game's additional layers that make it stand out. Fire Emblem, known in Japan as Fire Emblem the Blazing Blade, is a standout entry in the series. The game divides the campaign into two main sections. The first focuses on Lyn, the granddaughter of a lord, as she embarks on the journey to reclaim her birthright and fight against her scheming great-uncle. The second part shifts to Elusive and Hector, who join forces to investigate and thwart the sinister Black Fang organization. And after completing the main campaign, players can experience a new perspective with Hector's story, which adds extra challenges and additional chapters. Trails of Cold Steel 3 is a colossal game clocking in at around 93 hours, even with the help of Turbo Mode to speed up exploration and combat. Obviously, the length of the game is significant, especially considering that much of its content ties into events from previous entries in the series. Despite this, it is still accessible to those who have only played Cold Steel 1 and 2. The game does a decent job of providing enough context for new players to follow along, although it's clear that starting from the beginning of the series is the best way to fully appreciate the narrative. Dragon Quest XI is a JRPG that shows that turn-based battles can still be thrilling and intense. The combat is fast-paced, strategically rewarding, and filled with unexpected moments that keep you on your toes. And one of the great things about this game is that aside from a few sections at sea, there are no random encounters. All enemies are visible in the open world, which is beautifully brought to life with Akira Toriyama's iconic monster designs. There are also hundreds of monsters to face, and while some are just color variations, their different abilities ensure that combat remains engaging and surprising. Yakuza Like a Dragon brings a fresh twist to the series by shifting to turn-based combat, but it doesn't lose any of the energy or intensity that fans love. The battles remain fluid and lively, with characters constantly moving around the battlefield, making each encounter feel dynamic. And even though you can't directly control your party's positioning, the action never feels static. Not only that, the ability to time your guards to reduce damage and knock enemies down for bonus hits keeps you on your toes, ensuring that every fight engaging. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is a remaster that draws you in with its gorgeous visual upgrade, but it's the refined gameplay that actually truly stands out. Originally built for the PSP, the game had to contend with the handheld limited controls, which made combat feel a bit clunky as you shuffled through commands. But with the modernized control scheme on current consoles, Zack's actions like attacking, dodging, and guarding are now mapped to the face buttons and triggers. This shift makes the combat much smoother and more intuitive, allowing players to fully immerse themselves in the fast-paced action. Granblue Fantasy Relink is an action RPG that offers a wide range of playstyles that keep the combat fresh and engaging. In this game, each character has a unique set of skills, similar to Genshin Impact, making it easy to find a favorite. And if you're into traditional sword fighting, characters like Gran and Yita will feel familiar and satisfying, delivering a classic action RPG experience. But if you want to mix things up, Eugen's range attacks bring a different flavor with bombs and light shooting mechanics, adding a layer of variety that keeps you experimenting with different characters. Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG that stands out by blending real-time strategy with turn-based RPG mechanics in a unique way. In the game, you command squads of units, guiding them across a map and pausing the action whenever needed to redirect their course or assign them new targets. And when your squads collide with enemy forces, battles are triggered. But instead of managing every spell or action, the outcomes are determined automatically. You can choose to watch an optional cutscene that plays out in the battle, offering insights on how you might improve your strategy. Disgaea 4, A Promise Unforgotten is a deep turn-based strategy game packed with quirky characters and the kind of offbeat humor that fans of the series know and love. The game is a turn-based strategy experience on steroids. It's similar to games like Final Fantasy Tactics or Advance Wars, but with a far more complex layer of mechanics. You have to manage geopanels that can either boost or hinder your characters, and you can even petition the local government to pass laws that will affect your gameplay.
So, what kind of
Star Ocean, the second story arc, is a remake that shines its brightest in its combat. In this game, players can issue orders to their party members, select specific spells with ease, and use items to get out of messy situations. And on top of characters using special arts to attack enemies, it also includes 2 new elements to keep combat fresh. First, the addition of assault actions, where players can select a character to leap in and assist with a signature move. The second is the inclusion of a break mechanic, where enemy shields deplete as players beat them down until they break.
Not too shabby.
It's over already?
Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia is a lovingly crafted remake of a classic game. At first, the absence of modern features like the rock, paper, scissors weapon triangle or the lack of character marriages might feel like a step back. However, as you dive deeper into the game, you might find that its straightforward approach has its own charm. There's something satisfying about analyzing enemy stats and planning your moves carefully. For instance, trapping pirates with boarding planks or using a Pegasus Knight to bypass obstacles adds a tactical layer that's deeply enjoyable.
Shall I then?
Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD Remaster takes the classic experience of both games to new heights. Whether you're diving in for the first time or revisiting Spyra, this remaster stands out with its enhanced visuals and sound design. Moreover, the upgraded graphics and re-recorded music breathe new life into the games, making the journey through Spyra even more immersive. And with a wealth of extra content, including additional gameplay features, there's plenty to explore and achieve.
Waste items, but here they come!
The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4 is a game that builds on the strong foundation of its previous entries. I know there's a lot of homework till you can play this game, but man, it's so satisfying to watch the final story about the Erebonian conflict. There are lots of surprising plot here. While I agree that some of its side content are kinda bloated in a way, the overall experience is still satisfying. Gameplay-wise, it's still more or less the same with Cold Steel 3, although with some small adjustments.
Very well.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is an action RPG that builds on the series' established gameplay while introducing fresh mechanics to keep things interesting. A major new feature in this game is the introduction of blades, which function somewhat like personas or Pokemon. Each driver has blades, which influence combat with their unique arts, elemental types, and weapon choices. You can have up to 3 blades equipped at a time, each bringing distinct abilities and enhancements to the driver's combat style. Final Fantasy VI is a timeless classic that may not have the class system from the earlier entries. However, it makes up for it with a diverse cast and a ton of customization options that keep things fresh and exciting. You're still managing a party of 4 with an active time battle system and random encounters, but the variety in characters is where it really shines. From Terra's magical transformations to Strago's blue magic, each character brings something unique to the table. Suikoden is a JRPG that gives players a significant number of choices throughout the game, and while many of these choices are for flavor or humor, some have real impacts on the story and who joins your crew. The game's character recruitment system is also another standout feature. With 100 characters available for recruitment, Suikoden offers a wealth of options. Some characters will fight alongside you in combat, while others contribute to your base functionality as merchants, innkeepers, and more. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth is a JRPG that takes everything fans love about this series and elevates it to new heights, thanks to its revamped combat system, stunning Hawaiian backdrop, and a gripping story that spans multiple countries. The new combat mechanics bring a refreshing level of flexibility and excitement to every turn, and the difficulty curve has also been finely tuned, eliminating the frustrating grind that plagues previous turn-based entries. This means you can focus more on enjoying the action and less on repetitive leveling up. Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones is a masterful blend of strategic turn-based battles and a rich, intricately woven narrative. When it comes to the gameplay, it builds on the solid foundation of its predecessor with a series of challenging turn-based battles. These battles are more similar to strategy games like Advance Wars than traditional RPGs, requiring you to manage a limited number of units against often overwhelming enemy forces. Your tactical prowess will be heavily tested, as the game's AI is sharp and will exploit any weaknesses in your formation. Final Fantasy VIII is, in my opinion, the best Final Fantasy game ever made. Not only that it has a fresh school life kinda theme, but the romance execution is just phenomenal. The game still operates on the familiar active time battle system. However, it adds several new layers to the traditional RPG experience with its throw system, Guardian Force system, and Junction system. This is a game that requires a deep understanding of its mechanics to truly master, but once you master it, I would say the game can feel a bit too easy. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are other great JRPG games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your best JRPG games that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace!